aren't you nervous to have 5 daughters, all teenagers one day? That question, or a variation of that question, is what I hear all the time. And in this video, I want to share with you why, when I hear that question, I always respond with, no, I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to that time, and I'm not worried about it at all. And I genuinely believe that. So I've been learning about this concept called anti-fragile lately. And I'm not going to pretend as if I know it well enough to be able to teach it, but something I've been thinking about today is how whenever a person asks that and they're assuming they're going to get a response from me like, oh, I know it's going to be crazy and it's going to be awful, all the emotions, all the hormones, all the lady stuff that young women go through, that's a fragile way of thinking. That's a fragile mindset. That is realizing that you're going to break if you face something hard. Whereas anti-fragile is knowing that when you face something hard, you actually get stronger through it. And so that's why I'm so confident when people say that. Not that we're delusional and not that we think, oh, it's going to be easy for us. It's hard for everyone else, but it's going to be easy for us. That's not what it is. What it is that we know that it could definitely be hard, but it's the hard stuff in life that actually make us stronger. I mean, think about when you break a bone. It heals back stronger than it was before. This is a principle of life, and sadly, so many people are going around in life so fragile, so afraid of their circumstances, so afraid of facing the hard things. I'm recovering from this fragile state and learning what it means to be anti-fragile. When you go into life, when you face life with the mindset of, you know what, I'm excited for this, bring on the challenges, because I know that I'm going to do awesome through the challenges, and I know that the challenges are going to make me stronger. That's a mindset we should have as parents going into teenage years and as just individuals, because life is tough. We all know it. We've all experienced some really difficult things, and we don't want to be fragile. Fragile means you're able to break in the slightest, nudge. It's a vase on a bookshelf that gets knocked over and it falls to the floor and breaks, right? Just a little bit of tension, a little bit of resistance, a little bit of pressure, and you're going to break. That's not the kind of people we want to be. We want to be anti-fragile people. Knowing that I have the ability to learn more about this means that I can go in to the adolescent years with all 5 of my daughters and know, you know what, we're going to be okay. Yes, there will be pressure. Yes, there will be tensions. It's not going to be an easy road, but that's what actually makes life robust. That's what makes life stronger, is that when we go through the challenges and come out victorious on the other side, then we know that we can face anything, I've just come through 5 years of really intense situations with having so many children, having twins, and back-to-back C-sections, hernia repair, hysterectomy surgery, so much stuff. And you know what? I made it through, and I made it out stronger than I was before, right? There was times I thought I was done for. I thought, how am I ever going to survive this when I've got 2 toddlers getting into everything and an infant around the clock, 24/7 feedings, right? I'm in pure survival mode and my health is wrecked and everything is so stressful. I'm thinking it's everything I can do just to get through the day. But you know what? I got through that time. And I know that whatever comes my way in parenting or anything, I know that I'm going to come out stronger on the other side. The other thing I want to mention real quick in this video, the reason we can be so confident about this, because one might think, how can you say that confidently? How can you know that, you're going to come out stronger on the other side of that? Is it your own strength, right? Is it your own ability? The reason is that we have a book for life. We have the book for life. When I was pregnant with twins, the doctors kept on wanting to just pump fear. Every single appointment, I'm going to high-risk doctors every single week, and they're speaking fear. that's just kind of how doctors are programmed. They kind of are programmed for you to expect the worst. What I did is I took the book and I stood on the promises of the book. And if you're not sure what I mean, I'm talking about the Bible, because that is the ultimate resource for life. It's not a book about religion. It is a book, a practical book written by the Creator on how to live. When you look at it from that perspective, not just a Sunday school, Sunday morning, churchy mentality, now you can know that you can go into any situation with confidence and that you cannot fail. It says we are more than conquerors through Christ, right? He's given us victory over everything. He tells us to be fruitful and multiply and have dominion on the earth. That dominion is authority. So he, from the very start, Adam and Eve, he set it up so that we can have dominion over this life. There's no circumstance that can stop us because we have the ultimate source, which is the Word of God, which is the Lord Yahweh working in our life and being powerful through us. So what I did when I was hearing all that fear with the twins every single week is I stood on the word, James 1:17-18, that says every good and every perfect gift comes from the Lord, comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there's no variation or shadow of turning. He gives us his promises and that he doesn't back out on his promises. So I was going to stand on that they are good and perfect in my womb. And you know what? They were. We went through the whole pregnancy without any problem. They were delivered right when they were supposed to be. They were super healthy. We got to deliver in our little rural hospital right down the street from where we lived. And it was a celebration because that little hospital didn't get to deliver identical twins all the time. So it was such a party. There's like 30 people in the operating room for the C-section. It was like a little overwhelming for me, but also I was so happy that me and my family and my baby girls were bringing joy to that room and to that hospital. And we got to do that because the promises of God. And you know what? Even if it turned out different, even if we did spend time in the NICU, even if they were born early, even if one twin was healthier than the other, if we would have had to go through that, you know what? I would still stand on the promises. We're not guaranteed that it's going to work out perfectly for us every single time, but we still can stand on those promises no matter what. I know if I had a different story, I would be sharing that right now. I'm like, you know what? We went through the NICU and here's the story of God's faithfulness, you know? Anything we go through, we can stand on those promises of God's faithfulness and his goodness, and we cannot fail. So as I go through life and as I become more and more of a mature parent, my oldest is 10, almost 11. We're getting way closer to those adult years for her. And as all my daughters enter into more of their adulthood training, I am not afraid. I am not afraid. And I'm not going to agree with the words that people want to say that I should be afraid, that it's going to be crazy and I'm not going to be able to handle it. I can handle it. I know I can handle it because I've got the book. I've got the Lord. I've got a relationship with the Creator that means that I can face absolutely anything in this world and come out victorious. So if you're facing something, or if somebody's wanting to try to speak something over your life, don't agree. Agree with the Word of God. Find out what the Word of God is actually saying for you in your situation and the promise that you can stand on, and then stand there, because the circumstances are going to speak. The people are going to speak. Every single day there's going to be temptations to doubt, to fear, and it's a continual process every single day. It is a renewing of the mind every single day. That's why it's so important to be in the book, the King's Book, every single day. I hope that blesses you. Go out in faith and live victorious.